from Studio 46, this is CBS 2 News This Morning.
Approximately at 3:20 p.m., Wellington Gavin passed away on his own.
A teenager dies 2 days after being pulled from the Bronx River. Now the victim's family wants to protect other children.
Happening today after over 1 million rent-stabilized tenants will find out if their rent will increase or, for the first time in history, a rent freeze.
And get ready to pay more at your local Starbucks. Coffee giant is hiking the price of your cup of joe.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Raggi.
And I'm Mary Calvi. Welcome to CBS 2 this morning. It is Monday, June 23rd. We have traffic and weather together. And guess what? We've got John Elliott up first with the forecast.
Look who's back. Chris, welcome back.
Good to be back. Thank you, guys.
And thank you for bringing some California weather, too. It's going to be nice.
Huh? Yeah.
Morning, Mary. Good morning, Chris. Good morning to you. So after really a superlative weekend, we are going to extend it one more day with some pretty nice weather before we see the humidity start to creep up midweek. Clear and 67. Relative humidity right now to that nice cool number is 65. Hey, speaking of cool, north and west, I mean, it's great sleeping weather, but too late for that. You're already up. Numbers today, we are up to 81 with mostly sunny skies. Another real nice quiet day to enjoy. Can you enjoy the ride? Let's find out with Jill.
Well, not in Mahwah, New Jersey. We do have an overturned tractor trailer, which is 2 lanes blocked. This is on the northbound side of Route 17, actually in both directions here at Route 287. So again, expect delays through this area. As far as the LIE is concerned, eastbound we have some overnight construction between exit 32 at the Little Neck Parkway into Willis Avenue. Past few weeks we've seen it on the westbound side. They're repaving the roadway there. In the meantime, no delays to the George Washington Bridge and no overnight construction again. Sunday into Monday we won't find that, but that's a different story for tonight. And don't forget alternate side of street parking rules. They are in effect today citywide. Mary and Chris, back to you.
All right, Jill, thank you so much. The river rescue tragedy in the Bronx deepens. A second teen pulled out of the water Friday has died.
Now the community is banding together to prevent another life from being taken. CBS 2's Don Champion live at the Starlight Park in West Farms in that section of the Bronx for us this morning. Don?
Good morning. Family members and neighbors say that the park here just is not safe. They say for more than a year now they've lobbied the city to put up fences near the water where 2 cousins drowned this weekend. The fight to save other lives now renewed in the wake of this tragedy.
What's that?
News of the second teen's death shocked people Sunday at Starlight Park. The bend in the Bronx River here looks so calm, but in reality, it's dangerous.
The bottom of it has like sticks and stuff like that. You get your legs caught in there, you're not coming back up.
Friday, 13-year-old Erickson Villa went underwater here, and his 13-year-old cousin Wellington Gavin followed. Villa died in the water. Gavin was taken to Montefiore Hospital in grave condition.
He did jump into the water to save his cousin. So it was an act of heroism.
For 2 days, Gavin's family held on to hope that his condition would improve, but just as they were making the painful decision to disconnect his life support equipment, the teen died.
Approximately at 3:20 p.m. today, Wellington Gavin passed away on his own.
Gavin's mom, who was too hurt to go on camera, is now said to be focused on preventing another tragedy in the park. Neighbors say they've asked the city parks department in the past for gates to block access to the river, which they called tempting to kids. The fight for a fence now renewed in the memory of 2 cousins killed.
The family has a lot of concerns about the park safety, and they want to address that.
State Senator Ruben Diaz will be holding a press conference at 3 o'clock this afternoon. From what we're being told, family members of the cousins killed will also be here calling for those fences to finally be installed here. We're told the cousins will be buried in the Dominican Republic. We are live in the West Farm section of the Bronx. Don Champion, CBS 2 News.
Don, thank you. And new this morning, a disturbing report of an attempted abduction. Police say it happened just before 7 last night at Harriman State Park, north of the city. They say 3 men pulled up in a van and tried to grab one of 3 boys playing basketball. The boys ranged in age from between 5 and 8 years old. The men were believed to be in their 30s, one wearing a Superman shirt, another a red bandana. The vehicle was an older model Dodge Chrysler minivan, burgundy in color with New York plates. Also this morning, a desperate search for a missing woman with Down syndrome in Brooklyn. 44-year-old Danielle Selig was last seen Saturday afternoon on the corner of Livingston Street and Gallatin Place in downtown Brooklyn. Police say she is nonviolent nonverbal. She is described as 4'6" tall and weighing 90 pounds with green eyes and red hair. She was last wearing a pink T-shirt and pink jeans.
This morning, a $12,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest of a gunman accused of shooting at 2 NYPD officers. Police released this surveillance video of the suspect seen firing his gun. A police officer and a sergeant were responding to a trespassing report at an apartment building in Elmhurst on Saturday. When the suspect allegedly started shooting, the officers returned fire, but no one was hit.
The search is on for a gunman in New Jersey after a stray bullet injured a teenager in his home. Gunshots rang out in Elizabeth Sunday afternoon following an argument on Magnolia Avenue. Police say several bullets went through the wall of a home, hitting a 14-year-old boy inside. The victim was treated at the hospital for non-life-threatening wounds to his arm. Police are also searching for the gunman in a triple shooting that left a teenager dead in the Bronx. 17-year-old Keshawn Porterfield was fatally shot early Sunday morning while attending a party at a home in Wakefield. 2 other 17-year-olds were wounded, but they are expected to survive. Police recovered a gun on the front lawn, which they first thought to be the murder weapon. Turned out to be an air gun. It is unclear if the victims were the intended targets.
Happening today, Connecticut looks to improve its response to an emergency with a statewide drill. The state's governor says the 2-day drill will enhance preparedness at all levels of government. The exercise will simulate a Category 1 hurricane and will test coordination and response. The state's utilities will also take part. Today is day 2 of the drill. The first drill was held on Saturday. The City Rent Guidelines Board is set for a major vote tonight on the ballot whether to forego increases for the first time in history. The public meeting will be held at Cooper Union on East 7th Street in Manhattan. The board sets rents for the city's roughly 1 million rent-stabilized tenants, and last month voted for a rent hike somewhere between 0% and 3%.
An armed school guard could soon patrol a New Jersey high school. High Point Regional High is planning to allow the district's security officer to carry a handgun on school property. The officer is a retired state police trooper. School officials say the position is needed because the community does not have a police force. The nearest state police barracks is nearly 8 miles away.
Now to the crisis in Iraq. Secretary of State John Kerry arrived in Baghdad this morning. He'll meet with Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki as the surge by Sunni militants continues. They seized 2 more border crossings yesterday, one with Syria and one with Jordan. That's in addition to 4 nearby towns in Anbar province captured by insurgent forces since Friday. In Cairo yesterday, Secretary Kerry warned Middle East leaders of the growing threat.
None of us can afford to leave that entity with a safe haven, which would become a base for terror.
In addition to yesterday's border crossing battles, there was an attack on a police officer's funeral. 8 people were were killed, 13 injured by a car bomb and a suicide bomber.
New information about U.S. Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. The former prisoner of war has been released from inpatient care at an Army medical center in Texas and is being treated as an outpatient. Bergdahl was captured by the Taliban in 2009 after leaving his base in Afghanistan. Some soldiers who served with him say he deserted his post. Bergdahl was freed last month in exchange for 5 Taliban leaders being held at Guantanamo.
And now for your Money Watch this morning. Stock futures are up today. The S&P and the Dow both closed at record highs on Friday. The Dow Jones gained 26 points to end the week. The Nasdaq added 9. The S&P was up 3 points. Will Atlantic City become the next big destination for cruise ships? Atlantic City's mayor wants to transform the struggling resort town into a port of call for cruise lines. An engineering study has reportedly found the city's waterways are deep enough to accommodate cruise ships up to 200 feet long. Mayor Don Guardian says he plans to ask the federal government for help in establishing the port as a stopover for regional lines and economy lines that operate smaller cruise ships.
That morning cup of Joe may cost you more as of tomorrow, at least if you get it at Starbucks. Starting Tuesday, the coffee giant is raising its prices. On average, a Starbucks drink in the store will cost between 5 and 20 cents more. The company says about 20% of orders should be affected, including medium and large brewed coffees. Next month, Starbucks also raising the price of its packaged coffee sold in grocery stores by about 8%. That means paying about $1 more for a 12-ounce bag.
That's why I bought 500 of these this morning.
And you just froze them? Just left them in the freezer?
I knew that price increase was on its way. I'm going to stock up.
The commodities market here. Well, they got to pay for tuition, too, sending their employees to Arizona State.
You got it. Yeah. Sun Devils.
Okay, so we are going to see some more sun today and slightly warmer temperatures, too, after a very nice weekend. There'll be a few clouds. every now and then punctuating those pretty skies. How about that crescent moon? I love that. Did you see that this morning? Just beautiful out there. Of course, clear, so it's cool north and west. Just fantastic sleeping weather. It felt so good this morning, up around 2:30 in the neighborhood with a lone cockapoo. 67 degrees, clear at 67. Winds there. Variable at 3, relative humidity at 65%. It's a kind of dog. 58 in Greenwich and White Plains, 56 in Sparta, 59 in Edison, 48 in the Hamptons. I know, look at 48 in the Hamptons, but 60 in Babylon. Boy, they just can't hang on to the heat there around the Hampton. These numbers, you know, parts of the area a little cooler than we were yesterday morning. This afternoon, maybe a degree or two warmer. Nice skies, so you can see that crescent moon and feel that morning thrill and chill for your first Monday in summer. Expand the view and you can see there's not a whole lot going on. So it's a nice trip up to Boston, down to Baltimore, over into Philadelphia, or down into D.C. as well. More problems, unfortunately, where we've seen so much flooding through parts of the Midwest. Futurecast, just want to make one stop today. Remember yesterday, every now and then you'd look up and you'd think, man, is it going to rain? No, but there'd be a few clouds. Well, the models are picking up on a few clouds this afternoon. Don't anticipate problems with that. Tuesday, there's more humidity. Stays dry for the most part, but then there will be some changes into your Wednesday. With that humidity and warmer temperatures by midweek, that's when we see a better chance for a shower or even an isolated thunderstorm on Wednesday. Wednesday, I think, the busiest day of the week weather-wise. Today, a real treat. 81, nice, that's right where you should be. Wind out of the south, feeling good. And overnight tonight, mild, it's a little warmer, and then that's the case tomorrow. A little bit more humidity, and then you have those temperatures and humidity values climbing a little into your midweek. 84 on Wednesday and Thursday. I think Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday late, that's your best chance for a shower or thunderstorm before we lower the humidity by Friday.
Okay, sounds good, John. Thanks.
Not too bad.
All right, great.
Start of the week. Let's see how it's looking out there, Jill.
In Mahwah, we have some problems here. We have an overturned tractor trailer. 2 lanes blocked, Route 17, both directions, at Route 287, so use caution here. Good news for you all commuting on the Long Island Expressway. Eastbound construction has cleared near the Little Neck Parkway. As you make your way there further east, you can see a smooth ride. And checking into the Queens Midtown Tunnel, keep in mind 1 lane is blocked there on the inbound side still, but you are delay-free. Up to the Bronx now, New England Thruway here at East Tremont Avenue. A live look of traffic moving well. And transit check right now. Trains, subways, and buses all running on time, including Metro North, PATH Trains, New Jersey Transit, and the Long Island Railroad. And alternate sides are in effect today citywide. Chris and Mary, back to you.
All right, Jill, thank you. It is 4:42. Still to come, sea scare. How did a couple tread water for 14 hours in the Atlantic Ocean with no life vest?
And World Cup limbo. Team USA loses the lead in a nail-biting game against Portugal with seconds left on the clock. Plus this. You grabbed our chum bag.
Imagine coming this close to a great white. Why several New Jersey fishermen call the experience awesome. CBS 2 this morning. We'll be right back.